Level 3 BTEC in Performing Arts.
Is this a dagger which I see before me, the handle toward my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation, proceeding from the heat-oppressed brain? I see thee that yet, in form as palpable as this is which now I draw. Thou marshalledst me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made the fools o' the other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee still. On thy blade and dungeon gusts of blood, which was not so before. There's no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. Now o'er the one half world, nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse. The curtains sleep, witchcraft celebrates. Pale he gates offerings and withered murder. Alarmed by his sentinel, the wolf whose howl howls his watch, thus with his stealthy pace. With Tarquin's ravishing strides towards his design, moves like a ghost. Thou sure and firm set earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk, for fear thy very stones prate of my whereabout, and take the present horror from the time which now suits with it. While thy threat he lives, words to the heat of deeds too cold breath gives. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or hell.
Hey, I'm your local theatre kid, and what you just watched was the first Level 3 BTEC in Performing Arts Wednesday lesson I had. So I'm here. Oh yes, you are, because this is your series. If that's the case, can I have the video solo? Next video. So, what are we looking at today? My progress from 8th of September to 21st of October, based off of the Scottish play monologue that I applied Stanislavski's techniques to. Who is Stanislavski? As it is your series, you can answer that, Rick Adams. Cool. Thank you, Richard West. Konstantin Stanislavski is a Russian theatre practitioner who was alive from 1863 to 1938, who wanted theatre to be realistic and naturalistic rather than melodramatic like operas. As with the other practitioners I've learnt about, Bertolt Brecht and Antonin Artaud, I disagree with Stanislavski because he asks actors to use many methods for embodying the character you were playing, given circumstances, the context around the character after a certain point. Imagination. You have to imagine yourself as the character. Belief. You have to believe that you are the character. Objectivism names. The motivation for the character. I want or I wish. There are motivations for the character in the scene, sections of the scene, lines, words, and for the whole play. Relaxation. You should be relaxed and at home on stage to be fully realistic. You need to find a part in the performance where you can just relax. I am this character, let's just chill, you know? I say I dislike Stanislavski a lot, but if you have a vision, go for it. I understand where he's coming from. Sometimes theatre is just a place for escapism. Escapism from the hellish world outside the theatre. The scary world outside the stage door. Embodying another person could distract you from the traumas of your life. It could also make you think of your traumas. For example, one of his methods is emotion memory, where you have to remember a time you felt an emotion and portray yourself in that way while performing. Imagining yourself in an event where you felt scared, anxious, worried, and or depressed can be dramatic, and that is why you need to be in a comfortable and open position to take on the challenging world of Stanislavski's theatre. With all these methods, you can go from this to this. Right, let's assess my progress. Ha! That rhymed! Week 1. The first time I read the script, I was sat down, I was stuttering a lot, and I had no emotion in my voice. This means the weaknesses were articulation, movement, and characterization, which were skills picked up on for Richard's smart targets. I guess a strength of mine was projection, because you could hear me, and the echo of me in the empty drama classroom. Week 2.
Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle toward my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation, proceeding from the heat-oppressed brain? I see thee yet, in fullness palpable, as which now I draw. Thou marshallest me the way I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made of the other senses, or else wherefore the rest. I see thee still, and on thy blade and dudgeon gouts of blood, which was not so before. There's no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. Now over the one half world, nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse the curtain asleep. Witchcraft celebrates. Pale Hecate's offerings, and with it murder, alarmed by his sentinel, the wolf, which howls his watch thus with his stealthy pace. With Tarquin's ravishing strides towards his design, moves like a ghost. Thou sure and firm set earth. Hear not my steps, which way they walk, for fear thy very stones prate with my whereabout, and take the present horror from the time, which now suits with it, which, whiles I threat, he lives. Words up to the heat of deeds too cold breath gives. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is known that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
A bit of progress here. I've stood up! Come on, Richard, there's more progress in there. My characterization has improved slightly, with use of pause and emphasis on certain words and phrases. Let's see if you improve your characterization, movement, and articulation even more for week 4. I've left out week 3 as it is basically the same as week 4, and I don't want this video to be long and boring.
Is this a dagger which I see before me, the handle for my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not, fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation, proceeding from the heat-oppressed brain? I see thee yet, in forms purple, as this which now I draw. Thou marshest me where I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made before thee of senses, or else but for the rest. I see thee still, and on my blade and dudgeon gouts of blood, which was not so before. There's no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs us to mine eyes. Now o'er the 1/2 world nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse the curtain sleep. Witchcraft celebrate pale Hecate's offerings, and with murder, alarmed by his sentinel, the wolf, whose dreams his watch. Thus with his stealthy pace, with Tarquin's ravishing strides, towards his design moves like a ghost. Thou sure and firm set earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk, for fear thy very stones break my whereabouts. And take the present horror from the time, which now suits with it. Whilst I threat, he lives. Where's the heat of deeds too cold breath gives? I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
Such a big improvement, Richard. Well done. Thank you. I have improved on everything I wanted. However, I did stutter on a few lines, which is annoying. Shh, don't worry. You're always going to be developing as a performer, even as a 60-year-old. I noticed my projection varies depending on what part I was reading. For the part where the objective was I want to be forgotten, I gradually got quieter, and then for after the bell rings, I gradually got louder. Conclusion. To be honest, I'm happy with the progress I made in the month of the course. I've opened up my mind for the challenging world of Stanislavski, and taken on board everyone's advice and criticisms. Well done! I am so proud of you! But as you said, I'm always going to be developing as a performer, so tune in April 2022 when I will be reviewing my SMART targets again. Alright, maybe to Christmas 2021. Outro. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, please comment away. I love you, bye!